In other parts of the country, religious communities are having the same debate. Is it safe to hold services in person? Can you have the same experience on a computer screen? And should state leaders be able to make the rules? Tonight I spoke with one Catholic priest about his thoughts about safety and sanctity. Monsignor Charles Pope is pastor of Holy Comforter St. Cyprian Catholic Church in Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining us today.
It's good to be here, thanks.
So you're raising urgent concerns about lockdowns both as a citizen and a priest. You say the government is intruding on Americans' lives and you call the effect of lockdowns, quote, heinous. Why?
Well, particularly their effect on the poor, those who have, and the working poor. I have a good number of parishioners who had worked at restaurants and places like that who haven't had jobs, and they're not the kind that can, just keep getting the check. They can't log in and do work from home. So I think we have that, but then we even noticed that the locking people down for this long and preventing them from doing really important things in human life, like going to marriages and weddings and funerals and other family gatherings, even celebrating the holidays, takes a toll. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of deferred medical appointments. I haven't seen my dentist for, almost a year, and I should have seen him 6 months ago. But anyway, I could go on with the list, but there's a lot of human consequences, and it's harder to track the lives that are lost because of deferred medical work or because of the cancer screening and things that were deferred, or depression or suicide, or even marriages and things that are breaking up and so on. It's hard to get those numbers because they're harder to measure than just the numbers of deaths, which are obviously easier to know.
But we do have those numbers of deaths. We do know that COVID cases are spiking across the country. Deaths are spiking. Hospitals are reaching capacity in some areas. The CDC says gatherings present a risk for spreading COVID, and they're urging groups to follow local and state guidelines, and that may include religious gatherings and services. Are you afraid that you're endangering your own congregants by holding in-person services?
No, we're following all the protocols we were asked to do. We're very careful. Everyone wears a mask. They socially distance. At the time for communion, I purify my hand with alcohol between each communicant. We follow all the norms, and there's not been one case of COVID reported coming out of the churches in our diocese. Now, I myself did get COVID, not from being at Mass, but someone I was exposed to got sick, and I then spent 11 days in the ICU. In respiratory failure. So I know this is a serious illness, but I just think that we tried lockdowns and they didn't really work, so why try them again? And I think that taking the precautions and so on are the best way. And I'm very concerned too, of course, as a priest, because I believe with all my heart that sacraments, the worship of God, and the coming together of God's people is essential to our lives. We've got to receive sacraments. They're our spiritual medicine, and our souls are just as important, if not more important, than our bodies.
So, but what is the harm in just abiding for maybe in the next few months until a vaccine can come out in the rules and holding virtual services and serving your congregants in that way?
Well, I think it's too draconian. I think it really harms people. I've already stated that earlier. I think I could restate all that, but I will say now, look, I myself was a victim of COVID, just about the worst it can do you without killing you. And I would never want my well-being to mean that millions, 321 million people in this country should be just shut down and locked down and restricted. For someone like me, I should take responsibility for my health, and I should try my best to stay healthy, and I think we should protect the vulnerable. We certainly should protect people in nursing homes and the vulnerable and keep them quarantined, and anyone who's ill should be quarantined, and so that's where I think we should focus.
Well, what do you say to viewers who lost a family member to COVID? I mean, you said that you were in the ICU and you suffered. Some people have lost family members. I mean, doesn't that take a toll on mental health and their well-being as well?
It does, but so do the other things. I can only speak for myself as a victim of it, who did almost die. I just never would want the whole world to shut down just because, I could get COVID, and I'm responsible for my health and my medical doctors.
Monsignor Charles Pope, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. All right.